So sometimes when we start a new spiritual journey, we take classes and things, healing classes, psychic classes, energy classes, and we go on this journey and we start looking at things differently, and our perspective starts to change. And sometimes we even go through like a spiritual awakening. And then we get involved with understanding the chakra system and how it works, and how there's like 7 main chakras in our body that we feel need to be open in order to be intuitive, to be in tune with the universe, and so forth. So you can read about chakras in a book, or you can watch probably a lot of YouTube videos on chakras. Sometimes events that surprise us and we're not aware of is what creates or take us on that spiritual journey or the spiritual path. And sometimes it could be our health. Sometimes it could be a loss of a job, a loss of a person. It could be a loss in a relationship. And it shakes us. It's like pulling a rug from under us. It's like the Tower card in a tarot deck. You know, at the same time, it's our support system that we once believed in is now gone. Or that security or support that we once had is now gone. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, it is a bad thing when you're going through it, of course. You feel all confused and lost, and what you thought you knew, you really didn't know, and what you thought you had for support is no longer there. So it's a great loss in some way, and you feel like you have no direction in life. And that is what affects the root chakra. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is because when we go through spiritual awakenings, and when we also go through traumatic events, it changes things, and it changes how we perceive things, but also changes our root chakra, and we have to balance it out again. So when we're in that space of being lost or transition or doing something new, or our belief is changing, what happens is we have to reground our energy. We have to reground our energy, bring the energy to the earth, so that we can affirm this new way of life. So what we once thought was our identity is now different. It changes our conditioned mind, the way that we think. But as we go on to this spiritual journey, sometimes we have that spiritual awakening, and we feel like, wow, all of our chakras open, and we feel spiritual, and our frequency is higher, and we want to continue this journey. And when we embrace this change and we find ourselves again, we start letting go of our old patterns, our conditioned mind, the way we were brought up to think. The thoughts that we once felt were important is no longer important. The things we once valued is no longer valued, and then we value other things in life. But it's all good because we're evolving and we're changing, and we're beginning to look at life more positive. So as we go through these changes and we're like, okay, we went through all this chakra stuff, we went on our spiritual journey, we experienced all this different stuff. Now what? But we have to remember that this rug is pulled from under us, right? So if we're going to try and change and affirm this new us, embrace this new person, we also have to change our environment. We have to change our support system again. And in order to do that, the best thing to do is to recreate a sacred space for yourself. So you look around you and you look at your room, and you look at what was once important to you and what you value now, and you change them out. You start letting go of things that are no longer in use for you, and you start bringing in things that are. So maybe it would be like you're going to have more crystals, more essential oils, more incense, maybe a statue of some sort, like a religious statue or something that you believe in, maybe photos of your ancestors, but things that when you look at, it will remind you and it'll affirm where you are in your life now. Because we are creatures of habit, and sometimes when we go through changes in our lives, it's a vulnerable time because we can easily turn back. But when we do these kind of things like create sacred spaces for ourselves, it helps to affirm our growth. So think about it, look around and see what you need, and create that sacred space for yourself. Also, what's good is if you use that space to do meditation in, to do any kind of creative work in, writing, painting, whatever it is, it also helps because it creates an energy in that space. Whenever you go into that room, you're charging that space with that specific energy. So that energy is waiting for you. I used to have this one friend that used to do readings, and every time I told him something that happened to me that I thought was bad, like when I would say, oh, you know, I lost a friend today, or oh, I was so mad about a situation, he would always reply with, oh, let me see. And then he'll take out these crystals and he'll throw out the crystals, and then he'll say, wow, this is a good thing, you know, it's a really, really good thing. And every reading he started off with, this is a really good thing. This is a really good thing. And I'm looking at him like, how can these things be good? But now I understand what he meant is whenever you go through something traumatic, it's an experience, and it is something that you are traumatized by. And like I said, it's like the rug being put under you. But at the same time, it's a good thing because it's clean slate. It's wiping everything clean. It's taking care of all the things that you no longer need or serves you in your life, and it's helping you to rebuild what is needed. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please like and subscribe at the bottom, and let me know some of your ideas of what you put around your room to create a sacred space for yourself, and write that in the comments below. Bodhisattva